Hey, Jonathan, how are you
Hey,
doing?
Nimit. Doing all right. How are you?
Amazing, amazing. I've been hearing that you've been using DevRev MCP for some amazing things at Pixee, and our customers, our community, our partners would love to know your use case.
Yeah, all of us at Pixie really appreciate the DevRev MCP server, so thank you for that. One of the ways that we use it is to automate planning of work that comes after a customer meeting. So we will meet with a customer, and from the meeting notes generated by our AI tools that are taking notes during the meeting, we'll feed the notes into an agent that knows how to use the DevRev MCP server, and it will do a lot of the work planning for us.
Wow, that's amazing. So you somewhere you have a meeting notes taker, you take that context, you see what are some really important issues that you want to tackle before the next meeting, and then like you use the DevRev MCP server to add that context back into DevRev. And the easier part here is that you don't have to switch back to DevRev, add descriptions, add the right set of parts, add the right set of owners. All of that is taken care of DevRev MCP server, right?
That's right, and it's more than that too, because the MCP server allows the agent to do a gap analysis of what already exists in DevRev, what already exists in the code, what already exists in any other system I want to connect to it, and so I get really high quality planning out of this.
That's amazing. Let's see this into action.
Sure. So I've got my screen shared here. On the right, I've got notes from a meeting. This is in Granola. That's what I typically use to take notes during meetings, and so these are AI generated notes from the transcript of a meeting. And then on the left here, I've got my project. So I can start Claude. That's our coding agent of choice over at Pixie here. And I have a slash command in Claude for doing this planning. So I can say plan work from meeting. And then I'm going to take all the notes from my meeting and paste them into this slash command. And we can see the slash command here is, uh, it knows how to plan DevRev issues. So let me take a look at that. Right, so here's the definition of the slash command. It says, Claude, you are a product or project manager. You're converting meeting notes into tasks. This is how we do tasks in DevRev. So I have to make this once. It's less than 100 lines long, and I didn't even write it right. I had Claude write this for me after having a conversation with it. And then now it's been using that command to make these things. The first thing it does is search DevRev to find out what parts already exist. And here it's already saved me some time, because one of the things we were going to do is create an enhancement for this new feature, which is system alert banners. But the agent was able to use the DevRev MCP server to find out that this is already an existing part. So what it needs to do instead is a gap analysis of what needs to be added to this part. And so I've saved myself from making a duplicate that one of my team members have already made.
Yeah, I think that's saving a lot of your time and your teammates' time so that you can focus back on what is really important for you. So yeah.
Yeah, and in fact, right now you can see Claude is not searching DevRev, but it's searching my code base. So it's also helping me avoid duplicate work by finding out what has already been implemented in my code and comparing that to what it's going to put into DevRev. So it's not going to make duplicate work for me because it already knows what the code can do.
Wow, that's some really high quality workflow that you have set up. And I think this is really helping you out. I think, so I think Claude Code has access to the whole repository. So it's taking all the extract, just making sure that there is no duplicate code here. Since Claude Code has access to your code base plus DevRev. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So in the meeting notes, what we discussed here is we want to add some system alert banners to our UI. And so it's now searching the code base to see, well, what kind of system alerting capabilities already exist there. If I wanted to, I could add other code bases here, other sources of context. Any kind of context I can pull into this planning process is going to make sure that I get better DevRev artifacts out of it in the end.
That's amazing. Has it moved to the create issue or ticket stage?
Not yet. It's still on the gathering of context phase.
Got it. Makes sense.
It looks like it's just finished its search. It says the code base already has a solid foundation, so it's going to build on that foundation a bit. Should be moving on to, yeah, here it says it's creating a customer ticket first. So that's something we like to do. If a customer is going to ask us to make some feature enhancement, we like to track that with a ticket, and then the engineering team makes issues. But in this case, Claude's going to create the tickets and the issues, of course.
Got it. Amazing. And then I'm also assuming that it adds the right owner who should be assigned this ticket to, and it already provides the description in the issue description, right?
It does, and that's something we can capture once and use again and again. So it's something we can put in our Claude memories to say, Jonathan works on this part of the project, and Ryan works on this part of the project. And so then the agent knows who to assign issues to based on where the code changes need to be made.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing blend of Claude's memory plus sharing the same context with DevRef. I think that's helping you a lot to save time here.
Yeah, I'm going to switch over to DevRev now because it has created a ticket. And so I don't see it on there, but we can look for, what did it call it? It wants to update a part. I'm being impatient. If I were to wait, Claude would print me out a nice table of all the things it's created. But because I'm impatient, I'm looking through its work in progress to find that ticket it
Oh, wow.
created.
It actually updated the part in a better way. I think
Is
it
that
gave
right?
additional context to the part. And that I think that context will also help every time when you're creating an issue to assign it to the right part and not just assign it randomly to some part. So yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Because we saw that one of the first things that the agent did was it looked up the existing parts so they would bring that context into its future planning. That's a good point. And so, yeah, it updated the system banner, and this is one of the tickets it created.
Wow. Wow. The ticket is actually very detailed with all the information which is needed. And yeah, this looks amazing.
It is, and when it goes and creates the issues, it knows that issues are for an engineering audience, and so it's also going to put detailed technical information about where in the code base we need to make a change. And that's especially useful as we are increasingly assigning some of these issues not to human engineers, but to Claude Code itself to go and implement.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. Is there a distinguishing of like what kind of context will be attached to these tickets according to the engineer? It is going to who is going to work on that ticket?
We don't do that, but you absolutely could. If a team is interested in doing that, all they would need is Claude's memory to, or whichever agent they're using. Really, they all have some memory feature, but it would be to say, when you're creating a ticket for this person to implement, you need to include this context. It's just as easy as natural language. So you're really programming your planning process.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. So today we saw that how Pixee has been using DevRev's MCP server and using amazingly Claude Code and its memory features to get all the meeting recording into one place, creating issues and assigning them to the right path, which saves a lot of time for Pixee, and it helps to create a really good workflow for them to work upon and focus on the issues which are more important. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jonathan. Any last words before?
No, it's great talking to you, Nimit. Take care.